Hey, welcome to class. My name is Flo. Today I'm guiding you through a full body vinyasa flow practice. We're not going to be much strong stuff since I need the more gentle practice myself today as well. But there will be some planks, there will be some chaturanga holds just to energize a little bit, but it's more of a grounding energy than uplifting. We will also be working a lot on hamstrings, as well as the hip flexors. We will begin in Balasana, Child's Pose. Bring the knees wide apart and just rest the upper body down, rest your forehead to the ground as well. And take a moment to arrive. Let the hips be heavy, the breath soft. Deepen the breath. I'll keep my head lifted for now so it sounds better for you. And since the feedback was so great on the previous classes, I will also give less cues in this one today. So I will just call out the pose, maybe give 1 or 2 cues if needed, but I assume that you are familiar with the poses already. At least a little bit. Take a moment to set your intention for this practice today. And we're using that intention together with the breath to be guided through this practice today, to be guided through the movements. Let's come into a tabletop, come into all fours. Come onto your toes as well, slide the hands back. Lean back, stretch out the feet and the toes, and then rock forward. Lean back and forward. For 5, keep the arms straight. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Internally rotate the hands, same thing, 5 times, forward and back. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lean back, externally rotate the hands 5 times, you guessed it. Very good, lean back. Last one, the fingertips are now pointing towards the knees. Keep the arms straight, stay on the toes, lean back. Let the palms lift up, breathe into the forearms. Sit on the heels, stay on the toes, shake out the hands. Let's come back to a tabletop for some spinal segmentation, similar to cat-cow, but we're trying to move very nice and slow through the spine. Imagine you want to move each vertebrae instead of rounding and arching all at once. Start to round your back for cat pose, then from the hip upward, start to roll up to cow. And then tuck the tailbone back to cat. Nice and slow, 2 more just like that. Last one. Very good, beautiful job. Let's extend the legs back for a plank pose. push the ground away. Straighten the arms, tuck the tailbone. Breathe, very important. Keep the arms straight, start to shift forward, come high onto the toes, shoulders over the wrist perhaps, and send it back. Shift forward and back. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back to plank, keep pushing the ground away. Now start to sink the chest down, but keep the arms straight. So the shoulder blades come together on your back, and then push the ground away. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back to plank. Beautiful. Shift forward, come high onto the toes, bend your arms, chaturanga, elbows in. 5, 4, shift even more forward. 3, 2, 1. Plank pose. Clean it up, hold here. One more time, shift forward, come high onto the toes. For a count of 5, lower all the way down. Start to bend your arms. 5, 4, 3, elbows in. 2, 1, all the way down. Beautiful job. Untuck the toes, bring the feet wider apart. Bring the hands underneath your shoulders, engage your glutes, lift the chest up. Lift the hands up and lower. 5, 4, 3, 2, and the last one we hold. For 5, 4, squeeze the shoulder blades together on your back. 3, 2, and 1. Release. Shake out the hips. Coming to Sphinx Pose. Bring the forearms down. The glutes engaged. And the breath nice and soft. Use that time to slow the breath down. So I said it's going to be a little bit energizing, but more of a grounding energy. So we're grounding that energy with those holds after we did something a little bit strong. That's exactly the practice that I need. Today, I trained Jiu-Jitsu again this week after 6 weeks of a break because I was traveling with my motorcycle around Ecuador. And I definitely feel it everywhere in my body. But I still like to move, but just not push it. Maybe you're in the same boat today. Maybe this is a strong practice for you. Maybe you're just starting out with yoga. Wherever you're at is perfect. Release down. Hands underneath the shoulders. Come onto your toes. Press up to plank. Downward dog. Walk your downward dog. Do whatever feels good. We're here for 5 breaths. I'll just be quiet for now. And let's all meet in down dog. Push the ground away. Start to lift your heels up high. Walk the feet forward to the front of the mat. Take a deep breath in. Lift up halfway. Lengthen out through the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Just hang out here. Keep the breath going nice and slow. Straighten your legs a bit more if you can to really activate the entire back line. superficial back line. We want to stretch everything there. Bend your knees, roll up through the spine to standing. Take a deep breath in, the arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to lift up halfway. Exhale, step the left foot back, low lunge. Pull the right heel back, push the left knee forward to really make this active. Tuck the tailbone. Breathe into the left front hip. With your next exhale, release the hands down, half splits. Perhaps heel toe the right foot forward. Straighten the right leg. Deep breath in to lengthen. Exhale, fold the chest over the right leg. At the same time, make this active by pushing or digging the right heel down into the mat. Slowly rise back up, but keep the legs as they are. If you need to, put a towel or a small pillow underneath your left knee if it starts to get uncomfortable there. But know that the more you are on your knees, the stronger they will get. And then you can just be with the knee on the ground eventually someday. Bring your hands behind your head. Bring the elbows back a little bit. Keep the legs as they are. We're now leaning forward and reaching the left elbow towards the right toes. Just move nice and slow, keep your balance, and try to reach as far forward as you can. We're doing an active stretch here and also working on our balance. We're going for 5 of these. Reach the left elbow forward towards the right toes, and come back up. Nice and slow. 4 more. Last 3. Last 2. And last 1. Very good. Rise back up. Release. Runner's lunge. Hands down. Bend the front leg. Lift the left knee up. Left hand down. Side plank on the left hand. Stack the feet. Come back to the breath, come back to your intention. Let's lower the left hip more down. Hold it there for a bit. And then lift the left hip all the way up. Hold it there. And release for plank pose. Tuck your tailbone, engage the core, clean it up. Squeeze the hands together to activate the chest. Shift forward, come high onto the toes, bend your arms, chaturanga. Hold for 5, shift more forward, 4, 3, 2, 1. Plank. Shift forward, lower all the way down. Sphinx pose again, untuck the toes. Come onto the forearms. If you want, straighten your arms for seal. Engage your glutes even more. With your next exhale, release everything down. Shake out the hips. You decide how you want to come to down dog. You can press up to plank or move back to child's pose. Your choice. From downward dog, lift your heels, walk the feet forward again. Lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees, roll all the way up to standing. Deep breath in, arms reach up. Exhale to fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, step the right foot back, low lunge. Exhale, release down for half splits. Set everything up. Move the left foot forward if you need to. I always have to because I have long legs. Make sure the right hip is over the right knee. Flex the left foot. Deep breath in. Exhale, fold. Push the left heel down. Dig the heel into the floor, into the mat. Keep the breath soft. And if you like this practice, I have a long version of this on Patreon, where we do this flow, but I add some more things in there. And we also do a very strong hip mobility and ankle mobility practice right after. So if you want to check out the extended version, it's on Patreon, our exclusive membership platform. All the information is in the description of this video. Let's rise up. Keep the legs as they are. Again, use a towel or a pillow if you need to. This side is a little bit more wobbly than the other side, so it's also about the balance, not just active stretching. Hands behind your head. Bring the elbows back a little bit. We're going for 5. Lean forward. Reach the right elbow towards the left foot. Come back up. 4 more on your own. Nice and slow, no rush. Last 2. Last one. Very good. Rebend the left knee, release. Those are very hard for me today, like I said. Not gonna push my edge today, and maybe that's the same for you. Right hand down, side plank on the right hand. Externally rotate the right upper arm. Keep pressing into the right hand. Lower the right hip more down. Let's hold it there for a bit to feel more into the lateral lines. And then lift the hips all the way up. Hold it there. On your exhale, release, plank pose. Tuck your tailbone, engage the core. Squeeze the hands together. If you start to shake, that's good. Keep breathing. Nice and slow. Let's hold for about 30 more seconds. Ten more seconds to go. Set the knees down if you need to, of course. Don't force it. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shift forward, come high onto the toes. Chaturanga, bend your arms for 10, 9. Shift even more forward. 8, 7, 6. Shift more forward. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press up to plank. Hold. Clean it up one last time. Shift forward, lower all the way down. Very good. Untuck the toes, locust with, or half locust with C arms. Interlace your hands behind the back. Engage the glutes. Inhale, lift the chest up. Reach your hands towards the heels and lower. 5 of these. 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, we're gonna hold. Reach your hands towards the heels. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Lift your arms higher up towards the ceiling. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Sphinx pose. Let the breath soften. Let the heart rate come down. Seal pose if you need it. Last 3 breaths. Release down, very good. Now the option here to do an upward facing dog if you feel like it. Your back should feel, or your body in general should feel nice and warmed up, ready for a deeper back bend like upward dog. You can also just move back to child's pose or press up to plank. Let's all meet in downward dog. Lift your heels, bend your knees, walk or float the feet forward. Deep breath in to lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees, roll up. Deep breath in, arms reach up. Chair pose, bend your knees, send the hips back. Reach your arms up high. Stay with the breath. Almost done with this practice today. Lift your heels up, come high onto the toes. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Squat all the way down. Set the hips down. Bring your hands behind you for reverse tabletop. Lift those hips up. Look up towards the ceiling. Bring your head slightly back. Stay with the breath, slow through the nose. Now start to shift forward with your hips and shift back. Forward, maybe you feel it in your shoulders, and back. Forward and back. One more time forward. Set the hips down. Very good. Start to bend your arms. Send the elbows back. Breathe into wherever you feel this in your body. Perhaps send the breath more into the front side of your shoulders. And the breath will guide you to go deeper. Deeper into the awareness of what's going on and not necessarily deeper into the pose. So in each pose there's really this infinite depth of awareness. So you really cannot master a pose or be perfect at it. Maybe from the physical side, based on certain rules or limitations or guidelines, you can. But since yoga is an internal practice, there's really no end how deep you can go. And hopefully through this practice we're all going deeper into our heart. And that's where the real magic happens, where you really get to know your true self. And you get reminded of your purpose and your mission on this planet. Let's slowly release. This was a long one, so take your time. Scoot the hips back. I will turn sideways. We're coming into a seated straddle forward fold. But you can stay wherever you are, whatever feels good. And we fold forward. We're here for 2 minutes or so. Finish up the practice, last pose of class. A lot of people give feedback in the comments that they cannot get their chest forward, they cannot get the chest down. So I also cannot get my chest down to the floor, especially today. I feel very tight from all the training this week. So I'm not pushing it, but it seems like some of you just stay where you are, just keep talking. Some of you seem to just be upright and can only lean like a little bit forward. And that's perfectly fine. I'm sure that you feel the stretch somewhere inside your thighs, maybe in your back. As long as you feel it somewhere and it feels good, then this is where you're at. And that's great. If you can go more forward, you are not really a better person, or you will not win anything. We're all just looking for the sensation in the body. And for some, you feel the sensation already here. And some of us have to go all the way with the chest and the face on the floor to feel it. Doesn't matter. Because no matter where we are, we then come back to the breath. And like I said earlier, we go with the awareness deep and deep into the heart. Relax, breathe into it. Explore. So practice of patience. Just keep showing up, keep practicing. Focus on the internal aspect of the practice, which really the whole practice is. Let's do 30 more seconds here. And slowly make your way out of the pose. Take your time. Walk your hands back. Now bring your hands underneath your knees. Lift the legs up to help bend the knees. And now shake out the legs. It's good to get the synovial fluid back into the joint since we squeezed it all out in those long holds and those stretches. Now 2 options. You can come onto your back for Shavasana, finish up there, or you come to a seated position just like I am in right now. Maybe you want to finish with a seated meditation or some breath work or something. Then just stay seated. So either come onto your back or stay seated, you decide. Get comfortable either way. Close your eyes wherever you are. If you're seated, sit nice and tall. Lengthen through the spine, relax your knees, relax your hips, the legs. And if you chose to be on the back, let the feet fall open, palms facing upwards. Relax everything, especially the thighs, the hips, the forearms. Find this state and space where you can be relaxed, but also fully alert and aware. So you're not falling asleep, you're not getting sleepy, you're drifting away. Stay focused with your mind. Be here in this relaxed body. Fully aware of the breath. Feel your heart. Let it open. And let your awareness ride with the breath deeper into it. Feel free to stay as long as you like. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I'll see you in the next video tomorrow. With love and gratitude, namaste.